All right, so you have made it into Canvas, and I wanted to go ahead and give you a little tour so that you have a clear understanding of how the class is set up. So I'm here on the home page, and this is something that will change each and every week. And so above my office hours will stay the same, and then down below I will change this to have a to-do list and possibly an intro video and things like that. So you always want to check the home page every week to see what is going on. And I want to point out over here on the left hand side is the account. This is where you would upload your picture. So you can see here, if you don't have a picture uploaded, this is what your classmates and I see. So I would really like you to upload a picture. If you don't want to upload a picture of yourself, even just an image is fine. But just put something there so we're not looking at this ghost of an image here. And so the 4 areas are the home button, announcements, modules, and you can look at your grades. So the announcement section is if I'm going to put something in maybe in the middle of the week that I want students to be aware of, and it would pop up there. And you can also change your preferences in your account so that they come to you through email. You can have it set so it comes immediately or once a day, things like that. So you can play with that in your account settings as well. And then the modules is the bulk of the class. And so I did forget to mention one more thing. Sorry, let me go back. On the right-hand side of the home page is a calendar. And so I think you can see that with my picture there. But you can view course calendar to see when things are due and what's going on to get a bigger picture. And then you can also see the things that are listed here as the to-do items. All right, so now let's go ahead and go into the modules. And so what I have is some support for online learning. So if you've never taken an online class before, that's something that you might want to navigate through. The Q&A forum is if you have a question that could be answered by anybody, not just me as the instructor. The Q&A forum goes out to the entire class. So that might be something that you want to utilize. I like to collapse these when I'm done so that when I come in each time, I'm going directly to where I'm at in the class. So the getting started information has a short video on my bio, how the class is formatted, a link to the syllabus, how to submit assignments, how to view assignment feedback, because I do give feedback on the majority of assignments. And if you are a Mac Apple user, you need to read this because I cannot open Pages through Canvas. So be aware that if you submit through Pages, you'll get a 0. So be sure that you read that. All right, so here's week 1. And the way that I run the class is Tuesday to Tuesday. So obviously that doesn't work for the first week because we open on a Monday, and it does not work for the last week because we end on a Sunday. But I have just found that for both students and for myself, having a Tuesday deadline seems to work really well. We're not worried about the weekend and needing help and that type of thing. So the first part is the lecture, and the majority of the class is videos. So you'll want to watch those videos. I try to keep them, short, 20 minutes or less. And so a lot of them are, 10 minutes, maybe even a little bit shorter. So it just depends on the week and what it's covering. And then you go into your assignments. So this week we have 2 class discussion assignments. We have the Transfer Center website search, the campus criteria worksheet, and your student information profile. I want to point out 2 things. Let's start with the campus criteria worksheet. So this is a Google Doc, and I use Google Docs a lot throughout this class. And so what you're doing here is you're making selections on what is important to you within a campus, okay? This is a sheet that you would refer back to throughout the course. So you want to either copy and print it for yourself, take a picture, jot down the information, however you want to do it is fine, but it is something that you'll want to keep and refer back to. I also want a written summary. So when you finish the Google Doc, you'll go to the bottom and hit submit here. And then it goes into my Google page that I have. And then I look at it, grade it, and then I will put comments back on the assignment. So it's a little bit confusing because you're not submitting through Canvas, you're submitting through Google. But don't worry, I will get it, and I know how it works, so you'll be good. But that written summary you will need to upload through Canvas, and then I will grade that as well. So that's one thing I wanted to point out. The other thing I wanted to show you is that the discussion posts, the way that these work in most cases, is you need to make your initial post by Sunday, okay? And then you need to reply to 2 classmates by Tuesday. So the reason that I do this is if you don't submit your post until Tuesday at 10 o'clock at night, chances are not very many people are going to reply to your post, if they even read it. So I have found that having that initial deadline for the first post that you make helps for the flow of the class, for students to be able to connect with one another, to have more options of students that you're replying to, okay? In Canvas, it shows one deadline of Tuesday. So I want you to acknowledge, and I have you do this in the student information sheet, that you understand that the first due date for class discussions in most cases is on Sunday. So there are a few class discussions where you don't have to make replies to your classmates, and so that will not be due until Tuesday. But in most instances, you are making replies to your classmates. First post is due Sunday. The replies to your classmates is due on Tuesday. Okay? And if you have any questions on that, let me know. So then what we have in the class is resources here. And so you can see how the rest of the class is set up. Here's week 2, it's on the CSU system. And then we have the assignments and resources, okay? One thing I'd like to comment on is if you are 100% sure of where you're going, this class is about doing research and learning more about each system. So we spend time on the CSU, the UC, the privates, and the out-of-states. What I don't want to have your answer be is, I know I'm going to Sonoma State, because the purpose of this class is to do research. So you might want to consider if this is the right fit for you, if you're 100% certain of where you're going. Of course, you're more than welcome to stay, but my expectation is that you will do the assignments as they're laid out and not just answer, I'm going to Sonoma State or whatever it might be. All right, so if you have any questions on Canvas, let me know. If you need any help, I'm more than happy to assist you throughout the process. All right, see you later.